Hello students, welcome back. So in the last class we have discussed about system calls. For now we are going to discuss about operating system structure. So what it tells is how that exact structure of the operating system can be understood with having some examples. That is what operating system structure. It means that we can understand the architecture of the operating system, so that we call it as a operating system structure. Okay, before we deal with this operating system structure, I will recall some of the topics which we have discussed in the last class, that is system calls, with other some good presentations. Okay, so now, as you know, uh, we have understood the system calls. There are various types also, and we know that we have operating system services like process management, memory management, protection, security, memory allocation, resource allocation, everything that we have understood already, so that we call it as a operating system services. Here it is. So you know that user interface is there, program execution, input output operations. Okay, file system manipulation or file management you can call. These are the operating system services. If the operating system giving any service, so it has to call system, so that is known as system call for some requirements. Okay, if that system wants any resources from the hardware, for that case it will call the system, that is nothing but a system call. There also we have came through many system calls like file management system call, memory IO system call. Okay, some of the examples you can see that what is any for the system call. Okay, see now, here system calls, it requires privileged service from the kernel is a, you may ask the question, sir, what is that kernel is nothing but it is a computer program. Okay, remember this point, kernel is a computer program at the core of a computer's operating system. Kernel is a computer program at the core of the computer's operating system that has complete control over everything in the system. It means kernel is having control over everything in the system, and which is also a program or code that can handle all the units of the operating system. So we call it as a kernel. Okay, and it is a portion of the OS code that is always resident in a memory. Okay, that is kernel. Okay, so common API we can use, implementation, some of the system calls, you know that for file management system calls we have. Okay, API system call, in the sense application programmable interface or application programming interface you can call. That system call may be written in the any language like C, COBOL, or any programming language they may use for calling or for system call. Here some of the type system calls we have already gone through, that is process control system call, file management, device management, information maintenance, communication and protection. Process management, creating process, terminating process, get or set process attributes, wait, event signal, event allocate and free memory. These are the system call for process management. This is also we have already discussed, right? Fine. For file management system calls that may create file, delete file, open, close, read, write file and get set file attributes. That's also we have gone through. Device management, request, release, read, write, reposition device, get set device attributes. Information maintenance, get set time, date, get set process, file device attributes. This already I have discussed with you. So now you can see the examples for this system calls. For that reason I am showing you. For process, okay, process control, what are the system calls we can use? Create process, here you can seeing that create process command, this is a system call in the Windows, and fork is a system call in the Unix is operating system, Windows is also operating system. Exit process is a system call in Windows, exit in Unix. wait for signal object is system call in Windows, wait is system call in Unix. Like that, for all different types of system calls, we have given some examples. Say one more I will explain. File manipulation. File manipulation in Windows, what the system call is there to create a file? Create file, that's all. But in the Unix it is open. Open is a system call in Unix. Okay, read file in Windows, read in Unix. Write file, just write in Unix. Close handle, close in a Unix. Like this, here you can see, and you can note it down other kind of system call into your notebook. So I will pause for 2 minutes now, and you can note it down. Or you can pause the video and you can note it down, the notes or the system calls. Fine. Now the topic is operating system structure. One more thing I have to tell you, that operating system components in the sense whatever comes under the operating system, that we call it as a operating system component. Like a operating system service is there, file manipulation is there, okay, protection is there, okay, all these comes under components. Also we can call the components for operating system services also, correct? So memory is there, that is also one of the component of the operating system. Okay, so now this operating system structure mainly deals with the design or how the operating system is constructed, okay, or what is the architecture of the operating system, that is the part of operating system structure. There are mainly, we can divide the operating system into 3 types. First one is called as simple structure. What is simple structure? That is also called as monolithic structure. Okay, the second one is layered structure. You remember that point. Second one is layered structure, and the next one we can call it as a microkernels. 3 main part we can divide, or we can understand the structure of operating system. First one is called as simple structure, or also called as a monolithic. Second one is layered structure, and third one is microkernel structure. Okay, now for today's class we will deal with the simple structure operating system. Again, here you can see general purpose OS is very large program. In the operating system structure only I have written various ways to structure ones, that you don't worry about that. Simple structure. Okay, first one is simple structure, so I will delete. Next one is I have mentioned one more complex, or more complex means next version of the simplex, so I will delete this. So you just concentrate on layered structure and microkernel. Okay, so you should not write this, right? Simple structure, layered and microkernel structure. Okay, now what is this simple structure? Now here simple structure or monolithic, I told simple structure is also called as monolithic. Monolithic operating system is one of the simple operating system architecture, and is using from very early times. Means earlier operating systems are using or architectured like simple or monolithic type. It means that, as the name is suggesting you, that all the component of the operating system is resides in a single unit. Remember this point, all the component of the operating system is reside within a single unit. That is the reason we call it as a simple structure or a monolithic. Okay, here monolithic operating system is one of the simple operating system architecture, and it is using from very early times. Okay, earlier computer systems were relatively simple, having a single CPU, small size memory, few input output devices. Means it is very simple to understand the architecture of the operating system, which was built before very early times. This was built, it has only single CPU, very small memory, and very few input output devices are used. Okay, in order to manage these simple systems, or monolithic kernels were best suited. Means to manage this simple systems, monolithic kernels were best suited. Monolithic kernels, in the sense I told, kernel is a computer program at the core of computer's operating system that has complete control over everything in the system. Okay, but monolithic kernel in the sense only one kernel is there. In that kernel only application programs are inserted, other execution programs are inserted. Okay, user programs and system programs are both added together and inserted into the kernel, that is called as a monolithic kernels. Inserted in the sense we have put together, okay, that program. If I say program right here, program or code, that you treat it as a the code which is written to operate the operating system, and we put that code into memory, but that memory itself is present in the kernel. So this is, we call it as a monolithic kernels. Okay, in monolithic kernel design, all the components of operating system, okay, in monolithic kernel design, all the components of operating system, if I say components, I told before, like it may be process management, memory management, device management, and etc., are integrated in a single unit. If it is a monolithic kernel design, all the components like memory management, process management, device management, all are integrated within a single unit. This is the reason we call it as a monolithic or simple structure. There is one code. If I say code, that might be a program. There is one code or a program consisting of routines, subroutines. Don't worry about these routines and subroutines. These are nothing but these are instructions to the computer or instruction to the programs. These are and data which is written and which is stored in the memory. Okay, this entire instructions, routine, subroutine, data, all are stored in a memory, but that memory is present in the kernel. The components of OS use this code and data to provide a necessary functionality to make operate the computer. These functionalities provided by the operating system in a monolithic type. Okay, the various components of OS can also communicate with each other as required in order to accomplish the given task. It means that those separate components may communicate each other. For example, process management can communicate with memory management, because some processor wants memory also. Okay, that can be done. An example for the simple structure or monolithic OS 360, and don't ask me that what is that 360 and OS. They have named earlier, people have named the operating system which was simple, and they have named it as a OS 360. VMS, this is also one of the example for a monolithic OS, and you can search in the Google that what is VMS. Okay, and the Linux. Okay, these are the example for monolithic operating system or simple. Fine. Then what are the advantages of this monolithic kernels? Monolithic kernels are quite fast. Why these are fast? Because the code which is written to user, for user and for the system, all are residing in a single unit, so no need of connecting to other units. So this is the reason it is fast. Okay, the code is accessible to all components of our operating system. What I am telling is the code is accessible to all components of the operating system, in the sense our components like memory management, process management, okay, or any component may be. So I have mentioned some components like memory, process, integrated, privacy, protection. Many components are there. For that, okay, what I was telling, okay, fine. All those components can access the code which is reside in the kernel, so that it is fast, and this code can be executed without much restriction, making the overall system fast. Okay, there is no restriction to get the access to any component, so that is the reason monolithic kernels are fast. Monolithic kernels provide direct communication between components, which makes the system more efficient to work. Means there is no dependency in the monolithic kernel, so it will give or it will permits to access directly all the components. This is the advantage of the monolithic kernels. And what is disadvantage of monolithic kernels? These are some disadvantages of monolithic kernels. Monolithic kernels are more prone to errors and bugs as a process run in a same address space that of kernel. So don't get confused about these words, and these are the words you need to write in the exams also, and you have to be very careful to read. Okay, monolithic kernels are more prone to errors and bugs as a process run in a same address space that of kernel. It means that kernel kernel means that is the code, that is the program which is written to operate a system, entire system. That code, and if the user wants to access some data into the computer, that code, all code are put in a same address space, means in the same memory. User program and the system program are residing in a same memory space. Because of this reason, if any error occurs, okay, in the user program, that may lead confusion to the system program also, that will create errors. Okay, and it is very difficult to bug where the error is. Okay, and also it can maintaining the code is very difficult. To maintain the code, in the sense, there should not be errors, but it is not possible. There might be some errors, so that we call it as to maintain it. It is very difficult. Harder to port because of dependency on a code. Harder to port in the sense, if you want to execute any program which is written in one computer, if you want to execute that same program into the other computers, that is not possible. That is, we call it as a portable. Portable is not possible. It is possible, but it is very very difficult because of dependency on a code. Entire system is dependent on a kernel code. Okay, adding or removing any feature or functionality in a monolithic system is quite difficult. If operating system is created, but if you want one more feature to use, so you have to add that feature, but it is very difficult to add, or it is very difficult to delete the feature if you already added. Okay, so this is about advantage and disadvantage of a monolithic kernels. So now, with taking some example with or any example of operating system like DOS operating system, we call it as a disk operating system, which is also monolithic kernel or simple structure OS. Now you can understand with the help of DOS what is the simple structure is. Now you can see, okay, now you will understand what is a simple structure, how it will be. Okay, see now. Okay, simple structure characteristic is monolithic, poor separation between interface and levels of a functionality. Poor separation in the sense, I told that kernel program and user program is resides in the same address space, means there is no separation. Okay, ill suited design, difficult to maintain and extend. I have told this ill suited design, difficult to maintain in the disadvantage of the monolithic kernel. Okay, so don't worry about this. One of the best example for the monolithic is MS DOS and Unix. So now I will take example as MS DOS to understand monolithic structure. How the MS DOS will be, the structure is given here. Application program in the sense, if the user wants to store some data into the memory, he has to write some code, that we call it as application program. Without, if it might be a graphical user interface or direct command he can use, it will go to the resident system program. It means system can understand what the user wants to do, so it will go to the MS DOS device driver. Operating system drivers will be there, those can understand what the user wants to do. If he want to use memory is a hard drive or memory is a hardware, for that system call will be generated and that data will be stored into the memory. That is ROM. We written ROM BIOS device drivers, in the sense read only memory, basic input output. Okay, basic input outputs device drivers. This is the structure of the DOS in a simple structure you can call. Okay, now, and one more thing you have to observe here, MS DOS layer structure. How the layer structure of the MS DOS is explained right here. Now you can understand the same structure in a monolithic in the sense, only one single unit is there. Here you can see one layer is there for application, one for subsystem program, one for device driver, one for the basic input output devices. So this is understood with the layers. But if you, in the case of monolithic, all are reside within a single unit. You can see the user is here, commands is here, okay, system calls are here, kernel interface hardware is here, terminal controllers are here. So this is a monolithic OS. Okay, fine. This is all about monolithic kernel or simple structure. Okay, now we, in the next class we will study what is a layered structure. Okay, layered. Again we can take the example of the MS-DOS. Here you can understand with the layered. So for this class you just have to understand OS structure monolithic, that is given right here. This is the monolithic structure. Okay, for today's class there is no question for you, but I am seeing students are writing or not. If you are not writing the answers to the questions, so just I will put absent, that's all. And I said you to write answers for the questions and submit to me. If all the students have submitted the answers for the given assignments, then only I will give the notes, otherwise I won't give any notes to you. If somebody is sending the assignments, others are keeping quiet, so I won't accept that. I will not give to anybody any notes. Okay, if all students have submitted the assignments, then only I will provide the notes at the end of the unit. Okay, that's all. Thank you.